Do you guys hang out together since you see each other?
No, I don't talk to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
We just kind of ignore each other.
Wow. That was a bath!
A tiny bath, more like a foot wash.
And then
a tiny bath, more like a foot wash.
it shut, this door shuts, so Savannah can have her own little apartment thing.
Are these like, can be for like doggies?
This is Savannah's bedroom.
This is their bedroom.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Two nights ago on Sister Wives, there was a interesting tidbit in the very beginning of the episode where Christine went over to Garrison's and she had decided to cook, although the cooking wasn't really cooking. She did a salad bar for the kids for a clearly production-led conversation about the family text thread, which clearly needed a little bit more clarification. And Savannah helped her put together the salad bar. And while she was putting this together, she started asking Savannah how everything was going. Savannah was in school, and at the time, she and Brianna were going to the same high school. She had mentioned to Christine that she didn't speak to Brianna at all. She said they just ignored each other. And Christine was surprised about that. And when Brianna was confronted with this information, she acted a lot like Robyn, which had some fans shocked, confused, or maybe it's just this is what happens when you're raised by a woman named Robyn. So Savannah was matter of fact about what happened, what the status of the situation was, and it was Brianna that started crying. It was very, very, very confusing for viewers. Viewers felt like they were watching Robyn in young Brianna. Brianna is 19 years old, and when this was filmed, she was 18 years old. So she acted confused and didn't understand what happened. Savannah said it's always been like this. So let's dive into the topic. Setting the stage is Christine and Savannah, and she says that she does not speak to Brianna. And so producers then pan to Brianna, who then gives an explanation that's a little bit confusing, and she acts strangely like her mom. Check it out.
Do you guys hang out together since you see each other?
No, I don't talk to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
We just kind of ignore each other.
That's crazy.
Me and Savannah, were decent to each other. It wasn't like super great and close because during COVID, people had different opinions about the rules. So
Savannah just says matter-of-factly that she and Brianna just don't talk to each other. They ignore each other, and that's just how it is. They don't say hi to each other. They don't even interact at school. And Christine is surprised by this, which my initial reaction was like, if you are so close to all of these kids, wouldn't you know that Brianna and Savannah aren't close? But maybe she's just not interacting with Savannah all that much because Savannah was younger than Isabel, yet older than Truly. Savannah and Truly are kind of at the tail end of all the kids, and Brianna and Savannah are close in age, but they are 1 year apart. So Brianna was 1 year older than her in school. But Brianna seems really, really, really defensive and very quiet. Like her voice is very somber and it's low, and she's like confused, and she seems to suggest the reason why she ignores her at school is because of COVID rules, as though she doesn't want to interact with Savannah at school because of COVID, which doesn't make sense because at school they have all the same rules. And if I'm remembering this correctly, it was actually Brianna that got COVID at school and got the entire family on her parents' side, like Robyn, the kids, Kody, all sick with COVID. So it's just weird that Brianna would bring that up. But I think this separation was well before COVID. But Brianna will say more, and it just at this point gets more confusing.
We just didn't know what to do with each other, so we kind of kept our distance. I kind of just feel shocked and confused and like she doesn't care. I don't know what the right word is. It kind of just broke my heart a little because, you know, I grew up with her. Grew up with all of them. Sorry. Can we cut? I don't want to cry.
So she says they kind of just kept their distance because they didn't know what to do. And she said she's shocked and confused. And then she just like looks to the left and then she looks back. And it almost looked like at one point she might have rolled her eyes a little bit. And then it's like she didn't know what to do or what to say. So she just broke into a cry. But it was hard because I didn't see her tears coming. And then she says, "Can we cut? I don't want to cry." And they don't cut it, obviously. And I'm like, wait a minute. You guys don't have a relationship. Why are you crying? Like, is it that you're just being like, this relationship is being exposed? You're being put on the spot? You're actually hurt? What confuses me though is that like I spoke to a mom who's at school with them, and her daughter was in, I believe, one of their classes, and the mom said that at school Brianna and Savannah have no relationship. They literally don't even look at each other, don't say hi to each other, won't talk to each other. And they were at an event for there was an awards ceremony. It was last year when Janelle was in Ireland, I believe, or she was on a vacation with her sister out of the country. Kody and Robyn had to take Savannah with them. And at the event, the women said that Savannah sat on the side of Kody and Brianna sat on the side of Robyn, and the two of them never looked at each other, never talked, never interacted. Like completely just like the other one didn't exist. And apparently she said they both looked annoyed that they had to be in the same space together. And I mean, I'm guessing some of this has to do with the way that Brianna treated Savannah when they were looking at the RV and like making fun of the living situation that Savannah was in. While she and her sister are living in a large home, Savannah went and moved into an RV.
Despite my concerns about her and Kody living in a, trailer like this, I'm going to put on my happy face and be happy for her.
Oh, wow. That has a bath! This is really cool.
A tiny bath, more like a foot wash.
And then it shut. This door shuts.
That's awesome.
Apartment thing.
Are these like gonna be for like doggies?
This is Savannah's bedroom.
This is their bedroom. Oh,
No,
it's
the
probably
dogs will
really
live
cool.
outside.
So when she moved into the trailer, Kody and Robyn were saying such disparaging things about this thing. And it was a fifth wheel and it was for the summer. It was just like temporary living. Kody's mocking the situation. Robyn acts like trailer living is just trashy because, she actually lived in a trailer before all of this and she's not going backwards. Robyn lived in a trailer without any heat before the show. It's like she has become so good and so much better than everything. And that behavior has clearly rubbed off on the girls because they're walking into this thing and asking if a bedroom is for dogs and claiming a bath is like a foot wash. I mean, meanwhile, they're supposed to be acting like they're happy for her. So when I see her crying and seeing how she had acted before on the show, I'm like, this doesn't even compute to me. On top of that, when Brianna was little, she was the little girl on the show that would literally cry if you just looked at her because she would want to get people in trouble. Or she would tell people, like she would say things like someone hit her when they didn't hit her. And she would cry all the time to get Kody's attention, to get her mom's attention, to get out of trouble. And she's crying here, which is weird because it's like they're both doing it. They're both ignoring the other. They're both not interacting. Brianna's the older one of the two of them, and Brianna's the one ignoring her too. She's not the victim in this situation, but she's like, I'm hurt. And it's just like very reminiscent of how Robyn acts. And it makes me sad because that attitude and that behavior is clearly rubbing off on her kids. And I worry if these girls even have access to the outside world. I mean, it's like almost like watching when you're kidnapped and they're doing a video from their captor's home. That's what I felt like when I was watching them talk.
Savannah and Brianna have no relationship. They sort of say hi. No, they don't even do that. They ignore each other in the halls.
No, I had no idea. Now, it's just been recent. The relationships between the sisters was weird, right? That's just recent. Or is that always? Have you always had a hard time?
I've always had a hard time with my siblings.
Oh, okay.
With the siblings my age, at least. I get older, but Robyn's kids, it's always been not as close as yours kids.
So Savannah says that it's always been like this, that she's never been able to have a close relationship with Robyn's kids. She's struggled with her siblings her same age or close to her same age, and it gets better as they get older, but it's never been like that with Robyn's kids. But Robyn kept her kids in a bubble. She never lived with the family. She never lived in the same house. She was constantly accusing Brown family members and kids of bullying her kids. She was always saying how mean the kids were to her kids and telling her kids that they were being, hurt by the Brown children. And some of the boys absolutely picked on the kids. But there's, in some of those episodes, the little girls just seem happy to be together and playing. Savannah was just younger than the other girls, but Brianna has always had this air about her where she just was above it. And the sad thing here is that during this conversation between all of these kids, no one said anything negative. Even when Savannah's describing the situation, it's just matter of fact. And frankly, the fact that they don't have relationships, I think says a lot about Robyn. Because when Aurora says that she talks to Gabriel, it's only when she's at school. Nobody else can make contact with them when they're at home because they're at home with Robyn. And before the text thread conversation, according to Aurora, she's got them primed. Robyn has them primed and making them believe that none of the siblings like them, they have bad feelings about them, and that they're not, they're walking into a hostile situation and they're doing a Christmas without them. Did Robyn and Kody explain to these girls that the Christmas that they're doing without them is because Kody and Robyn didn't invite them and wouldn't allow them to come over? They were actually forced to have their own celebration because Kody was demanding that the kids apologize to Robyn for having an opinion. Garrison had called Robyn up at some point and said, can we have our dad back? Because she was with him all the time. And that offended Robyn. Robyn just, what I've figured out is truly, like, if you challenge her, she will turn against you. She's vindictive. She's got a vendetta. And it's clear that she's like, because the kids don't like her because she's manipulative and conniving and controlling and constantly playing the victim, she's projecting her rejection of the kids onto her kids. So she's saying, well, the kids don't like you. And she did this to her ex-husband. It's what she's doing to her kids feels very abusive, and like keeping them in a bubble and not letting them interact with people and making them feel like everyone hates them and the world is against them. I mean, all of that is about control. It's like uncomfortable to watch Robyn's kids when you compare them to the other Brown children that seem to just live in the real world and do their own thing and can communicate with whoever they want. Robyn has damaged her children. It's really sad. And listen, I'm not mocking Brianna for crying here. I don't know if she really cried. I don't know if it was true, but she did the exact same thing that Robyn does. She said she was confused. She said she didn't understand. And then she started crying. And, you know, Gwendolyn pointed out that Robyn manipulates with her tears. And it was that episode was the only episode this season that Robyn hasn't cried. It was like she got called out and she was like, well, I can't cry tonight because crap, they've found me out. Anyways, I'm just wondering if you guys are as concerned about this as me. I think it's very deeply concerning that Robyn is alienating her children from everyone. She did this to her ex-husband, her ex-husband's family. She told her kids her ex-husband was dangerous. Now she's telling her children that the Brown family kids are dangerous and evil and wicked. Anyone that gets on Robyn's bad side or that Robyn is rejected by is like her kids get cut off of. She's controlling their relationships, and that's effed up. And that's what narcissistic mothers do. You know, someone once told me that Robyn and Kody are both narcissists, but they said that Robyn is worse than Kody. And I'm actually starting to think that's true. Not because I'm a misogynist, not because I'm blaming her for the family dynamics. They're both equally to blame here. But when it comes to the damage she's done to her kids and to this family, it's like it imploded. She's the catalyst for that. Kody for sure went along with it, but she was like the dynamite that went off. And I remember when I talked to her ex-husband's family, they said she ripped through our family, destroyed us, discarded us, and walked away. And her ex-husband was left basically bankrupt, but he couldn't declare bankruptcy because of their divorce decree. And after destroying her husband, she destroyed him on national television, spreading lies about him. And then she went through the Brown family like a tornado and demolished them. They said she's like a family annihilator. That's what they told me. But she's not hurting, like she's not killing people, but she's annihilating the family structure for whatever it is she wants. She's competitive. She's wants to be the best. She's jealous. She's wants Kody all to herself. She could never stand Kody and Christine's relationship. She was always jealous of Christine. It's just sick what she's done. And it's polygamy, the problem here, on top of a narcissist. So tell me what your thoughts are. Are you concerned for her kids? In the comments below. Bye, guys.